that the music box goes off. And,
No.
And that's when,
Oh, wow.
she said, there. That's what I was telling you about.
Matt Fraud has this exorcist on his show, and he describes the first time that he has ever encountered a demon. So let's get right into it.
For those in the audience, what does it mean for a house to be infested or demonized?
So this was a lady who she had lost her own home. It had burned down, and so she moved in with her uncle, and her uncle was away. He was out of the country for a couple of years on business. He made his home available to her. And what happened? Just the first thing that she had mentioned was wherever she was in the house, there was a sense of being watched, that she couldn't see anything watching her, but there was just this ominous sensation of being watched. And it was always intense, but it would get more and more intense at different random parts of the day. Objects would fly off the shelves by themselves. Something that was sitting, safely on a counter would just drop onto the floor and shatter. The worst thing, she said, was a music box that was in her uncle's bedroom on the dresser that would chime at random
Music
parts.
boxes are creepy enough.
They're creepy enough.
Let alone having a demon do it.
Right. Right.
All right,
It gets worse.
Keep going.
Because
Yeah.
so it would just go off at random times. Now, by this point, she had been there several months. So it had a key winder. Nobody was winding this box. She went to try to see, are there batteries to it, or is it somehow receiving electrical power? She could not lift it up off the dresser. It was on 4 little small pedestal legs, but it wouldn't budge. So she removed the key so that, she thought somehow is this accidentally through the movement of the house or something being wound. She got rid of the key. It changed nothing. And then there was just games where she would be in the house and like, wait a minute, I haven't heard the music box go off all day.
Wow.
Maybe it's over. And then at that moment, the music box would go off.
So can demons be listening to your thoughts? No way. This is crazy, guys. What would you do?
Is it the case? People ask all the time, can the devil read your mind? Can he read your thoughts? No.
Okay.
But he's an excellent observer. So he can deduce what you're probably thinking by your body language.
So when these certain things, is this what you had heard, or is this what you then experienced when you went there? Because I imagine you have people calling you saying they feel like they're being watched. You're like, all right, we'll just have an aspirin and go to bed.
So this particular lady...
Try not to swing, sorry, or else the camera will not pick up on you.
So this particular lady, she was very well-spoken. She was educated. She didn't seem to be the kind of person that was given to the imagination. But that isn't saying anything, because you can have really, really educated people, well-spoken people, articulate people who are given to the imagination. What she had said, and again, I was kind of brand new at this. Well, not kind of. I was brand new at it. What she said was just there was a convincingness to it. Like I looked at her face, and she's not lying. And the first thing she said was, maybe I'm just crazy. Mm-hmm. And somebody who is crazy is never going to say that. I mean, in the sense of people with mental illness have a particular perspective, and that explanation is never part of their explanation of what is going on, by and large.
Wow.
So this is what I count. But so the first, she questioned her own sanity. And so, again, I am not experienced at all at this point. So she could have said anything. But in terms of her face, there was something there that seemed genuine. And you know what? Hey, I just want to go check this out.
Yeah.
So I grabbed what I needed to do, a house blessing. I grabbed, and that's all I was doing, right? I was blessing a house, and I was not a deputed exorcist at that point. So I went to her house, and she opened the door, and I entered in. And as soon as I did so, there was a ceiling fan that was still, and it started spinning very, very slowly. Like extremely slow. Fast enough that you could see it spinning, but
Wow. Get behind me, Satan. That's what's crazy. Corpse says in the chat, says, why did God give all of these demons powers? I wouldn't say it's like powers, but compared to humans, then it would be considered a power. But they just live in the supernatural world, so it's different.
slow enough that like there's no setting that would cause that. Like, it'd be the most useless, pointless setting. And then all of a sudden, like spinning so fast, like airplane propeller fast,
Wow.
where it was a blur, to say the least. The noise in the room picked up and correct. It was an airplane propeller for all intents and purposes. Everything that wasn't extremely heavy was blowing around the room.
How was the woman reacting as this happened when you entered?
She was in shock because it had never acted that violently. It was up to that point games, teasing, haunting kind of stuff.
Okay.
This was a lot more action than anything else. Right? Before it was sounds and feelings. Now it was a manifestation of power, if you will.
That's crazy.
And so, gosh, she I remember her gasping, and at that point I thought, okay, this is great because, hey, the devil's here, and so
She probably felt relief
is
too,
great.
knowing she wasn't crazy if you're encountering this.
I'm sure she
phenomena.
did. I'm sure she did, and I just went into mode. Okay, I'm going to go to that counter over there, and I'm going to make holy water.
Were you nervous, this being your first
No.
encounter?
No, I maybe that's a gift. Like I don't have a fear of evil. I'm a convert from atheism. So my fear is being separated from God. That's my fear. I don't have any other fear. So when you're encountering the devil, you're encountering a loser. He's already lost.
Amen.
And now, that being said, the devil is not nothing. He is dangerous. Next to God, he's nothing. But
But next to you.
well,
maybe?
he is dangerous and needs a certain respect, a certain difference. Why? Well, because he can hurt people, and you cannot act flippantly around the devil. He will react. He will react, and frankly, God will give him permission to react. God will allow him to manifest his power if you yourself exceed where you should be standing. Right? God will allow the devil to give you a smack if you need it, and to go back into the place where you belong. Kind of to recognize your own smallness too. That the battle at the end of the day, the battle in exorcism, it's God's battle. God is the real exorcist. All of us are just his agents. Right? He's the one that drives the devil out. It's
true.
never really about us. So if any of us, if we
That's good. God is so much stronger. He's the one who drives out the demons. He's the one who's in control. But yeah, we shouldn't just act flippant and just allow demons to manifest. Like, don't go playing with Ouija boards, guys. Like, don't do that.
if we die today, well, the church raises up another one tomorrow. Big.
So you went over to the kitchen counter.
So went over to the kitchen counter, made holy water. It was in the process of making that holy water that the music box goes off, and
No.
and that's when
Oh, wow.
she said, there. That's what I was telling you about. I thought, okay, no problem. We'll take care of it. So I did a blessing of the place, and in this blessing, I asked God to come in and take away any and every evil that is there. And I started at a corner of the first floor, went, sprinkled holy water all throughout, went up to the second floor, did all the different rooms there, and I saved her uncle's room as the last one.
Uh-oh.
And when I entered in that one, so sure enough, there was the music box, and it's chiming away. And I put down the container with the holy water, the holy water pail, if you will. And I reached down to pick up this music box, and I pick it up, no problem. And then, she lets out another gasp, that she was never able to do that. But I picked it up, no.
Wait, what? She wasn't able to pick it up, but he just did it, no problem?
But as soon as my hands touched it, it stopped chiming.
Oh,
There was no chime whatsoever from it. I opened it up. There was nothing inside this music box. There were no mechanical parts. There were no gears. There was no chiming mechanism. It was an empty box, nor was there ever anything in it. Like there was never something that was in it that was taken out, where you can see screw marks or glue marks, screw holes or that kind of thing. I could see the keyhole. I could see where it was a brass keyhole where the key would go in, but the key itself would go into nothing.
Wow.
So was it then just a box that she thought was a music box?
It looked like a music box,
but nothing inside.
Perfectly from the exterior.
But remember, guys, that God has not given us a spirit of fear, but a power, love, and a sound mind. So when the enemy does come, we need to put our faith and trust in Jesus and rebuke that in the name of Jesus. Super, super crazy. I encourage you guys, if you haven't, please click the link below. It will help you decide to follow Jesus for the first time. If you ever wanted to follow Jesus, it will walk you right through it. It will be the best decision you can ever make.